Okay, so to get started, the very first thing we need is a template. So here's my October template. And as you can see, it looks pretty weird. It's set up the way I like it with the colors and the different boxes. These poor birthdays have been here for like 3 years now, or since the pandemic. But you'll notice it says it is triangle brackets day, October triangle brackets date with the TH at the end. Um, so all of these things link to a spreadsheet. And when the spreadsheet sees these, or when it'll create the information in the spreadsheet on the thing. So I'll show you in a second. Oh, looks like this one doesn't have the French version on it. That's annoying. Um, so when I go to my spreadsheet that sets this whole thing up, this is just a template I've got. You can see day, date, cycle, event header, event, and this all corresponds with day, date, cycle, event header, event, all those things. When I type them in here, which is way easier to type them in a spreadsheet than it is to type them in like each individual slide, they're all here. Wordle is like a picture, so I don't put that in. My joke is over here. The punchline is over here. That matches up with like the jokes. Birthdays, just type those in a list, or like Ethan and Safari in kindergarten, Jack in six, no period at the end. And this all matches the word of the day, all the rest of it. Okay, perfect. The play zones. See, I have French days here. I must not have made onto this template. So that's FRDAY. Now this is only here because I've used it before, so let's just delete that because we actually don't want any information there. Okay, so let's add FRDAY to the sentence, or to the slide. C'est le date et c'est le jeu. How should that work? Who should we say the... It is... Oh, I don't know how to do it because I can't read the French, so I'll just put in my things here. FR lowercase day. D-A-Y, triangle, triangle. Okay. Also, it's super important you not copy and paste these from the things. For some bizarre reason, it won't work. You actually have to type them out. So I usually try to keep them pretty easy to write. FRDAY. Okay, that matches there. Perfect. Okay, so I've got all my information for the month of October here, and I've got all my days and everything here typed in the spreadsheet. So it's way easier to get all this stuff in here. And if you wanted to share this with someone and they're adding different things, you can do that. Jokes, I usually... If kids were giving me jokes, I'd just keep a list of them and starting adding for the next month in here. Or I got AI to generate jokes. I mean, you can tell the AI jokes, they're terrible. Birthdays, you know the rest of it. I have peace pals there, but I don't know if we were using it. Anyway, you get the idea. So now how it actually works. Under my extensions, you can go to add-ons and get add-ons. It's actually already here called Autocrat. So get add-ons. And you're going to have to look for Autocrat. There we go. Now mine's going to say it's installed already because it is. You just click on that and install it. It should be pretty straightforward. It's not very hard to use or install. Okay, so once it's here, I can go to Autocrat and open. You can ignore all the rest of this. And sometimes it takes a second to load. Hopefully this actually shows up because I picked the window. Yeah, okay, it should be in the window. Okay, so you can see I've got June and October here. So I'm just going to, these are ones I've done in the spreadsheet before. I usually copy it for each month so you end up with a big list of them here. So let's just do a new job. And I'm going to call this Fake October 2024. We'll go to next. Okay, now we need a Google Slides template from our Google Drive. So I've already got it here. You can see recently used because I've had it open recently. So I'll say use my October 2024 May morning announcement, MA template, use. Okay, and it's going to fetch all those little triangle brackets. So that's there. We'll say next. Now it's going to say merge tab. This is way easier than it sounds. It's just sheet one. You can see sheet one is the name of this tab down here. So now that I can look at that, I can see here's all my triangle brackets, the tag on the slide, triangle, triangle, day, triangle, triangle, max to column day, over here, and you've got to make sure they all match, because every once in a while you do something weird, make some kind of mistake, and there's something weird shows up. But this looks all good to me. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, and we'll go to next. And this is the file settings of the output. So I'm going to call this the fake MA for October. I always put the year here because once you start doing these enough, you end up with like, you're looking for October and you end up with October 2019 by accident. Google Slides, you don't want to use multiple output. That would make a separate file with each day of the month in it. That's terrible. So we're going to do a single output mode, which makes one file with all the days inside that one file. We'll say next. Destination folder. So this is where the where the file is going to go when it's done. So I usually will pick to search for 2024 2025. Here we go. Blue and morning announcements and October. Now I know, anyway, that's a different topic. October, there we go. And it's going to go in here. And this is kind of annoying. You have to scroll down. Oh, I went too far. Let's just go back to morning announcements. And I've selected October, so it's blue. I can scroll down and say select. There you go. October's there. I think that's it. So let's just double check next. Don't care about any of that. Don't care about any of that. And don't care about that. So we'll just say save. Okay, so saving job, fake October 2024. All right, now we can run it. So we're going to say run job. And sometimes this is fast, sometimes it's slow. Usually not too bad for morning announcements because it's not that many things it's got to do. Oh, 22 rows will be merged. Processed. There we go. It was nice and quick. Okay, so we can close Autocrat. And you can notice over here at the end, it's generated all these extra columns. This is kind of how you know it's done. And you can link, it says, it did each of these lines. Every once in a while, for some bizarre reason, you might notice it missed one, but it's been a long time since I've seen that. So if I click on the doc, either one of these are fine, the same thing. It's going to open it. And I've got the morning announcements pretty much done. So you can see all my would you rathers are here, the fun facts, everything else, all good. Now you do have to fix a few of these. TH usually is the prefix or the suffix for most of these. So you do have to change this to like October 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. And then after that, it's good for a long time. And then I often, so here's the 4th, we'll say new slide, so that the 7th matches up with the 7th. It's just easier to keep track of what you're doing week to week. 7th, 8th, 9th. That's the 10th Thursday and the 11th. Let's do new slide again and new slide and the 11th. And oh, right, there's no school because of Thanksgiving. There you go. And that's how it works. You definitely have to try it a few times. Sure, you'll make some crazy mistake and output something insane, but I find being able to enter all the stuff in the spreadsheet and then populate the slides is way faster than having to manually go to each slide and enter all the information in. It's easier to keep track of what you've made, mistakes, birthdays you forgot, and everything else. And really annoyingly, I never did figure out a good way of making it do the birthdays over here in this column. So Jamie usually does all those, copies them over, makes them look better than I would. So that's it. That is how you use Autocrat. It's super, super useful for a bunch of stuff, but it works out great for this.